What's up everyone, Jacob Rothenberg here, and in this video we're going to discuss a more advanced topic that will probably not really hit you or touch you if you're brand new to Kindle publishing, but I still think it's a worthwhile video to watch. And along with that, if you are already experienced with Kindle publishing, this is a must-watch. So what I'm going to talk about today is becoming a Kindle publisher and what that entails in time, being a Kindle publisher versus running a publishing business. Believe it or not, there is a definite difference between the two. There are two schools of thought that I've seen in Kindle publishing, whereas there's really two set mentalities. Being a Kindle publisher, like just being, on the field, out there, like just working on Kindle publishing all day, every day, kicking ass, making $16,000 a month, all that good stuff, versus running a publishing business to where it runs autonomously. You don't need to be involved, and guess what? You can still achieve that six-figure mark a year, whether it's $10,000 a month, 15, 20 a month, and I'll just tell you right now. Of the alleged hearsay I've heard in nonfiction, the highest earners in nonfiction run a publishing business. The alleged tales that I've seen on auction sites, where certain people are running publishing companies that make $50,000, $60,000 a month. As unbelievable as that sounds, it runs as a business, and it simply cannot scale to the degree of making $50,000 a month, being a solopreneur. You got to run a publishing business. So just let me break it down in case this is all new to you. So again, this is more for advanced Kindle publishers. If you're making $1,000 a month, you have to watch this. And if not, hey, just chill and gain something from this video. And I'd say this is going to be super exactly relevant for you. It's going to come into play about a year into the business. Once you've gone through the whole technical learning of how to publish a book, how to get your book reviews done, how to get your book ranked, how to perform proper keyword research. After you've, I'd say, become at least competent, hopefully, a year into you being a Kindle publisher, this is going to be something that hits you as a dilemma with what to do from then on. And this is vitally important to understand, because I think a lot of people quit Kindle publishing because they see themselves as being stuck as Kindle publishers. They see themselves as being stuck as a hamster in a never-ending treadmill of having to publish books and do all this work over and over again every month just to make money or even maintain the amount of income they make in a given month. So and we don't want to be one of those people. We don't want to be the ones who say, "Oh man, you got to publish 5 more books again this month. That's so much work," and in time that can burn you out and possibly make you want to quit Kindle publishing, which we don't want. So instead of doing that, we want to run a publishing business. So let me also here just quickly distinguish the difference. Okay, a Kindle publisher works on growing and maintaining the business relatively full-time. And if you're brand new to Kindle publishing, you absolutely, at least when you're starting out, need to work on growing this thing with as many hours as you can starting out. So I'd say from the get-go, you want to be aggressive. You want to publish book 1, then book 2, then book 3, then book 4. Granted, those books are all going to probably suck and not make a lot of money, but you just need to get those out of the way and learn what doesn't work, what does work, and once you hit a point to where you publish something that makes money, you want to be able to analyze why it worked and replicate that and multiply that, and that's how you, in time, grow your business. So, yeah, starting out, you absolutely need to bang out after your 9 to 5, your 5 to 9, your 5 to 12, whatever you can handle in growing your business. But in time, there are still people like let's say 2 years into the business, who still like get into the grind and they go into Kindle publishing as actual Kindle publishers to where, you know, I'd say the best example, like the highest level example of this is Dale L. Roberts. And if you've been watching YouTube videos on Kindle publishing, he's probably, as far as authority figures on technical skill, the best Kindle publisher there is in terms of technical skills and just being into the mix. Like he's totally into being an author, a publisher, and just having so much knowledge on Kindle publishing. And he just knows every single aspect of it. The guy's a genius when it comes to Kindle publishing. Now, with that, though, from what I understand, I mean, I'm sure he knows how to use virtual assistants, and he's a very high-level guy. He's the exception to where he can do what he wants just because he's that awesome at Kindle publishing. But typically, people who are Kindle publishers don't really use virtual assistants outside of the necessities, and even then. Like, people don't usually write their own books, although I've done it starting out, but, you know, sometimes you say, oh, hey, I'm not busy with Kindle publishing right now. Guess I'll write a book, and that'll make me some money instead of outsourcing it with the reinvestment you can make from what you earn from Kindle publishing. Cover designing, you know, hey, it really only costs $5 minimum to get a cover done on Fiverr. So, and yes, I'm guilty too of making my own covers. But number one, I do have prior experience with graphic design, believe it or not. And number two, it's for these books that don't require sophisticated covers. So I've done it, some of it myself. But unless you have a background with graphic design, don't mess with doing covers, and just pay the $5 to get it outsourced. Formatting, you know, now I hope people pay outsourced for formatting. I didn't for the longest time because I'm good at it, and I could do it in like 10 minutes max. But, you know, unless you've watched Emeka's video on how to format a book in 6 minutes and you're the master of it, just pay to get it done. Just do it. And, you know, marketing, getting reviews. Okay, so we know what that means. Now, also, in time, once you get to a high level, these Kindle publishers, okay, Kindle publishers take great pride in being a solo effort towards achieving a 6-figure income. So like, yes, I'm the man, I'm the woman, I did it myself. I'm making $12,000 a month, $16,000 a month. You know, it's me against the world, just like Tupac. And being able to, you know, achieve a 6-figure income, and I didn't use virtual assistants. I'm doing everything myself. I'm such a hustler. I'm just killing it right now with being a Kindle publisher. And with that, oftentimes, Kindle publishers focus on developing their technical skill set instead of really creating a business that can run independently. And let me explain that, because I'm just still a hybrid, in my opinion. I'm still a Kindle publisher who is transitioning into taking what I have and making it a publishing business. I'll say it right now, I'm going to be very bold about this, is that when it comes to paperbacks, not ebook, not audiobook, paperbacks, I probably am, as far as I can tell through YouTube and through courses that I'm in, I am likely the most technical person, aside from maybe Dale L. Roberts, when it comes to all the tricks and tips that I could give you on paperback books, how to assess them, how to do keyword research for them, how to position a paperback to sell in any given scenario, usually. As far as earnings through paperbacks, I can only think of one guy right now who makes more than me with paperbacks, and guess what? I pay him to be my mentor. As ironic as that is. So, yeah, there's only, you know, I could like do all these tips and tricks, but it doesn't really help towards making a business that can run without me. In fact, it does the opposite. It paralyzes the whole scheme of things to where it cannot run without me, because I think in my head, oh, I am so damn good, this thing shouldn't run without me because I'm such a genius, and I should only have this being done my way instead of outsourcing some more aspects of it. especially with like keyword research, which I still want to do because I am the best at it with paperback. But with other aspects, I'm still shifting towards having it outsourced. So this is and you know, there is nothing wrong per se with being a Kindle publisher, but I'm just giving you the reality. Like, if you want to be someone who has a passion for books, has a passion for Amazon, wants to be involved with a business opportunity like this full time, you love writing, you love designing covers, you love just working on the business, and hey, if $60,000 a month is something that you're perfectly happy with earning, hey, kudos to you. You're gonna love being a Kindle publisher. There's nothing wrong against it. It's a good lifestyle. It's, I think, better than working a full-time job. Well, that's my opinion. But there's nothing wrong with it. But just realize what you're in for if you decide to go this route. So this is a Kindle publisher. Now, a publishing business, someone who owns an actual publishing business. Now, these businesses are supposed to work autonomously with a structure in place to run all processes. So, a publishing business, in theory, without your involvement, should be able to come up with the keywords to publish for, the table of contents, the general, how would you say, creative direction, the table that these books are supposed to entail. They're supposed to place the order with either the freelancers and work with the freelancers for writing the books, or submit through a writing company. And then they're supposed to be able to, again, without your involvement, handle outsourcing the cover, the formatting, blah, 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 the reviews, blah, 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 publish it and get it ranked, and all without your involvement. And from what I've seen from those, and there's only 2 people so far in nonfiction that I know personally, Keisha and the Sith Lord himself, Emeka. These 2 people run publishing businesses to where they don't really do much work at all, if at all, with them, even for months or even a couple of years at a time, which sounds crazy, but it's actually true. Emeka, if you don't mind me saying on video, I don't think Emeka's checked his dashboard on Amazon in at least a couple months, to be conservative, because he runs a business that doesn't require his daily input, his daily labor, okay? And that's what you should be aiming for too, if you want to be a business owner. You don't, if you want to run a business, you don't want it reliant on you. So for him, he's got it all set up to where he has arguably the best manager for his publishing business in place, who takes care of delegating every task, working with everyone involved with outsourcing the work needed for his content, and it works seamlessly. And when it works smooth, he's able to. He says this in public too. So he's able to publish literally 10 books a month, give or take. And once you are able to get to a position where you have a business like this that can publish 10 books a month, okay, given that they're high quality and for good keywords, you're unstoppable. That's how you scale from being $10,000 a month towards potentially $50,000 a month with a publishing business. You need to be able to scale, and that can only be done by running a business instead of doing it all yourself. And business owners realize that being the best Kindle publisher in terms of technical skill does not necessarily correlate with monetary success. So, and hey, I think Kindle publishers will also concede that success might not even correlate with the exact dollar amount that they make. So, someone who runs a publishing business, they might not be the most technical man or woman. With paperbacks, I would say that, yeah, I'm going to just say it right now. I think I'm better than Emeka as far as technical skill, with all these little tricks and shit that I can do with paperbacks, and being able to outperform book to book. But does that really matter when he's making, I think past $10,000 a month overall with his publishing business, with zero involvement on his behalf, whereas I'm still not quite at $10K a month from publishing, and I have a VA manager now, but I'm still acclimating towards outsourcing more of the work, and I'm still doing at least 30% of it. Okay, I still check my dashboards. I still write my table of contents, and I still like overview like, hey, does this cover look good? Okay, looks good, thanks. I still get involved with that stuff, but in time, my mindset needs to shift towards where I'm doing as little as possible with the business, if nothing at all. Once it's all oiled and efficient and greased up, it doesn't matter how freaking good I am at publishing. The business needs to be able to stand on its own and run without me for it to prosper long term and scale to a significant level beyond 10,000 a month. Because 10,000 a month overall, it's cool. I mean, not a lot of people have done it, I guess, but I can't live off 10,000 a month, guys. Believe it. As cocky as that sounds, I'm in San Francisco here. Shit's really expensive, so 10,000 a month is still poverty for me over here. I know it sounds cocky, but you factor taxes and rent and my mortgage and all that stuff. It's not much left, believe it or not. So, after hearing all that, what are my recommendations? Okay, for you as a Kindle publisher right now is if you're starting out, you want to develop your skill set to where you become proficient with outsourcing tasks. So you need to be good at interviewing freelancers and virtual assistants. You have to be good with sizing them up. You have to be good with negotiating with them. You have to build a skill set towards noticing if they're not doing a good job, to be assertive with either pushing them to perform better or to be firm and fire them, because you can't be someone who is non-confrontational and does someone to avoid conflict. You have to be a good leader and a good manager for your people. So that's a skill set in and of itself, and you got to get good at that if you really want to be successful at developing and building a publishing business. Okay? And in time, I'd say after a year, after you're making at least minimum, in my opinion purely, people might disagree, I'd say at least 3,000 a month. Then you can start looking at hiring a manager for your publishing business. And right after the Cancun trip, the mastermind that we had in September, I now have a manager. Granted, I have not been fully utilizing him for my publishing business up till recently, but now that I trust him, I've seen that he's great, he's amazing. Now he's handling as much as I can give him, and I am feeding the business to him to where I'm like weaning away. I'm just telling him, okay, here's what's going to come to you, just handle it all, and I'll just check your work and just make sure everything's cool. So, and in time, I don't want to even check the work anymore. I just want to make sure that he's competent in doing it all by himself, and everything is running smoothly. And if the work gets to be overwhelming, we can talk about a raise and stuff. But right now, everything's good. So, yeah, and this is really what it'll take for me to scale up too. So, I ordered 10 books to publish last night. So I did my 40,000 book, my 40,000 word book. Now I have 10 shorter books that I'm going to be releasing before Christmas. So I'm pushing myself, I'm forcing myself to publish 10 books a month, just because that's what it takes to become a beast on Amazon. That's what it takes to be king of the jungle up in here. So again, you have to get this mindset towards not working hard. Like starting out, you got to work hard. You got to pay your dues. You got to learn. But in time, you don't want to work hard. You want to work smart. You want to work efficiently. You want to design your business to run without you. Now, if you haven't made six figures before, this will not really hit you and not make a lot of sense. Fortunately for me, I've come from corporate America. I know what it's like to make six figures. It's nothing special. I know that it's not very impressive. I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to be arrogant. But here in California, making six figures is kind of the norm. So I know what it tastes like, okay? So I just don't want you to be caught into the mentality of working 12 hours a day or even more for a six-figure income, because it ain't worth it, okay? You want to be in Kindle publishing to make money. You want to have this be a business that works as passively as possible for you. And yes, you'll always have to publish more books, but you want to have a structure in place, a system in place that does this for you with publishing more books without your involvement. You don't want to be a Kindle publisher. And, I could be mistaken. Maybe you want to be a Kindle publisher, and that's great. If that's something that you're going to be happy with and content with for a lifestyle, go for it. Other than that, I don't think you want to be a Kindle publisher. I think you're into Kindle publishing to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you want to focus towards making this a business in time. So I've clocked past the 20-minute mark, and I've got a call with Emeka in a few minutes. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you think of this video. It's fairly high-level stuff, and I know I should be producing content more towards, people who need the help starting out, but I love making content like this too. That's fairly high level because it doesn't get discussed often. And I don't know why, but I think it's interesting. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Leave a comment. Let me know if this video was of use to you. Like it, and be sure to hit subscribe if you haven't already. Until then, guys, I've got my mentoring call with Emeka soon, so see y'all later.